Golf views on sandbox8.com. Today I'm here at the TaylorMade Performance Lab out in Olympia Fields Country Club outside of Chicago, Illinois. I'm here with Brad Sislow, and he's with TaylorMade. Why don't you tell us what we're going to be doing today, Brad?
Well, you are going to be custom fit for all 14 golf clubs and the golf ball. And Rob, you don't know what you got yourself into, because I mean it's going to be a long process. It takes about 2 hours long, so we're going to kind of fit you for all 14. But we're going to use the motion analysis technology to give you a better understanding of your golf swing, get you that desired ball flight, and ultimately tell you why you need to be fit for this golf club and why it needs to be spec'd out to your specifications.
Awesome. So what's behind this door?
This is where we keep the money here at Olympia Fields. No, this is where we improve your golf game. Come on in.
Awesome. Let's check it out.
I'm going to give you an understanding of why the club needs to be the way it is. And ultimately, Rob, I think what you're looking for is a more desirable ball flight. That's really what it comes down to.
Yes.
Is we're looking to get the golf ball and give you an understanding of why it's doing the crazy thing that it's doing, understanding that, and then of course applying to it with your swing move, what's going on there, what you're working on with your coach, and ability to do that with the golf club. Now the golf club itself isn't going to, let's say, fix the 30-yard slice into a 10-yard draw. But it's definitely going to encourage it and of course help you out a little bit there as well. If the face is open, the face is always going to be open. The golf club might help with movable weight technology and things like that to square it up, but ideally if the face is ultimately open, we're going to have you understand that. And basically impact variables, face, path, angle, and things like that. So we're going to suit you up now. We've got the 9 cameras around the room. They haven't been on yet today, so they're dying to be turned on. They're looking at you right now. They're sizing you up.
I know they are.
Yeah. So when they're on, you'll know. Believe me, they'll be red. Okay.
Great.
But go ahead and have a seat over here. Yeah. There's no sensors or anything like that. They're just reflective markers, like on a running shoe. And these are going to assign you to a hat deal with TaylorMade.
Excellent. Fantastic.
And I need to see your wrists. You can still wear a glove when you head.
Sure.
The thing I don't like is sometimes jewelry. Sometimes.
I intentionally left all my jewelry home, which is a watch, and that's it.
Oh, your bling?
Yes.
Of course. Go ahead and stand right here. I'm going to cover. And all in all, there's going to be 26 markers on you. There's a quiz later, so you better remember that. And we're going to put a couple more on you right now to kind of scale you to size a little bit better, because we know you're 5'10", and you have a 31-inch waist and 11 shoe. But one thing we're going to do is we want to make sure we kind of scale you specifically to size. We're going to put a couple more markers here. Just like that. All right, don't move for me. Stay just like that. And like the dentist says, this will just hurt for a second. That's you up there. So when you jump, he will jump. But of course, only when the camera's already out close. Now, here's how it works. We're going to capture one. So, Rob, what you're going to do is you're going to set up to it.
Okay.
And right before you hit it, I'm going to turn the cameras on and you're going to hear a beep.
Okay.
After you hear the beep, you can hit it, or give it a little waggle and then hit it.
Okay.
Okay? So let's try one here.
So after the beep, I can hit it.
Yep.
Got it.
And I'll watch it. Alright, so we saved that one. It just takes a couple seconds to save here. Now you take a look in the top left corner, you see the speed of that golf club is 56.6 degrees. And we measure everything to 1/10 of a degree. And here's how the technology works. If you take a look at camera number 1 over here, I'm going to turn him on. And he's looking at you. And you can see the reflective markers. Yeah. Cool. So when you wave your arm, that's what it's picking up. It's picking up the movement of that. And we measure, again, everything to the 1/10 of a degree. So there's really no fidgeting the system. How fast you move is how fast the club's moving. So that's kind of how it works. And we do that each from the 9 cameras. Now you take a look at the loft of the golf club. You present 28.5 degrees of loft at impact. Okay? That club starts with 31. So what it's telling us is that you are de-lofting the golf club slightly, which is a good thing. If anything's a cause for concern, I'll tell you. Okay. The lie angle shows that the club is slightly on the upright side on that particular swing. Doesn't necessarily mean that you need a flatter golf club. It's just one swing. You also see the face heading. The face on that shot was very open to the target line, meaning if where you were aiming or where you started, the face was open approximately 12.3 degrees to open, or to the right. Now your swing path is out to in. And out to in means as you're approaching the golf ball, you're approaching from the outside in. That doesn't describe the shape of your swing, just how the club is coming into the path. And the upward path, since that number is positive, you'll see that you're hitting up on that shot, approximately 2.6 degrees. Now, the cause for concern there for me is hitting up on it, somebody's angle of attack. And of course for irons, you want to hit a descending blow on it, for really giving a good compression to the golf ball. But and this is just one swing, so we're going to do a couple more. Much better. I'm going to put the two side by side so you can actually see the difference here. You can see the difference on those, those two. This is the first one. Ball is slightly left of center, and then we got our last one. The ball is more in the middle, maybe slightly back, and that's conducive to hitting down on it, especially for a wedge.
Right.
You know, as the club gets longer, we do want them a little bit more up, you know, up on the upswing. Let's say with the driver. Typically speaking, about 1 to 3 degrees on the upswing. That was very nice right there. Comparing impacts. Let's take a look at the two, and here this is the big noticeable difference. The first one, you actually hit up on it slightly. This last one, what do you know, you're hitting down on it a little bit better. And you actually took off a little bit more loft on the golf club. It's natural to de-loft that golf club. Now, I don't want that 56 degree wedge turned into, like, let's say, a 7-iron. Right. But a slightly de-loft is okay. That's showing us that good contact that we're looking for. So that was a big change for you, and I think that's going to have a lot to do with contact for you. Right. Because I think, you know, when you talk about it, impact really is face, the path, and the angle. But you also have speed, and you have another very important factor we often forget about, centerness of hit. And that has a lot to do with how the ball takes off, how it flies. And I think when you're able to compress that golf ball a little bit better, you're going to see a truer trajectory. That last one, you almost added a little bit of loft. So we're looking again to compress the golf ball a little bit better. And I think as simple as that, it's just a little ball position change. The swing path, generally speaking, is out to in again, with the face open, very consistent here. A lot of times, believe it or not, we'll see is if they do it with their driver, if they do it with their irons, they do it with their wedge, and believe it or not, they'll still do it with their putter. So the tendencies kind of follow you all around. You swing up on it just fine, 3.6. Typical, again, 1 to 3 or 2 to 4 is fine. The loft you present impact, you do take a little bit of loft off the golf club. Good. Yeah, you almost actually do the opposite with your irons. You can see that from here as an impact. Let's take a look at one right here. Look at where your hands start. Right. And look where they are at impact. See how they're forward? Big difference right there. Yeah. Big difference. And when the hands are forward or in front of it, that de-lofts the golf club, which then you take off loft, and then increases the side spin of the golf club. Okay. Now, as far as a driver, you know, what driver ideally loft-wise are we looking for? You take a look at up there, and you know, we need a higher trajectory driver, maybe a 10.5 or even the HT, to get the ball up in the air, because you do take off some loft on the golf club. Right.
So I just finished the club fitting experience at the TaylorMade Performance Lab, and I have to tell you, it was incredible. I can't tell you the amount of information that you get from this. With the motion analysis software, just being able to see your swing rendered in 3D was amazing. Then the information that the instructor actually tells you about, you know, your tendencies and your flight path, things that I never even thought about, even when, you know, I play now. It was just amazing. You know, and so at the end of the day, you come away with this a lot of information about how you swing your club and what your clubs are doing. But you also end up with this great folder that has all your printouts and a CD-ROM of all the data that was captured during that. So you really owe it to yourself and you owe it to your game to go get fitted at a TaylorMade Performance Lab. Visit sandbox8.com to read the rest of the review and find out more information.